Hariom Tatsat. Welcome to Easy Like Sunday Morning. Probably not Sunday morning, but it is going to be easy. Please make sure that you've got your props that you need for your yin, a couple of blankets, a couple of pillows, anything that you might find useful, an eye pillow. And then we're going to start seated today. We're going to take a short twisting practice today. So just coming to sit up tall in whatever position is comfortable for you. Resting the hands on the knees, palms up or down. Take a moment to figure out what feels good. Allow the eyes to gently close and bring the awareness to the breath, perhaps taking a little sigh or two. To just arrive. I'm just coming to notice the breath, not necessarily changing anything just yet. I'm just beginning to be here now. Allowing the breath to begin to lengthen and deepen. Coming to a full yogic breath, breathing all the way down to the lower belly, middle lungs and upper lungs. Filling from the neck, from the navel to the neck, and emptying from the neck to the navel. Every time the mind begins to demand your attention, then gently setting the thought aside, and coming back to the breath. And then with your next breath, gently beginning to blink the eyes open, staying committed to the breath. Remembering our yin practice is about long holds, so we breathe to get through that. With your next breath, sliding your right hand out to the side, very gently, walking those fingertips away and coming into a little bit of a gentle side stretch. Reaching your left arm up towards the ceiling, bending slightly into the right elbow and beginning to just lean over, arc over, making sure that your bottom shoulder is drawn forward and your top shoulder is drawn back. Grounding down into your left hip. Looking up towards the ceiling for a moment. Into the room. And down to the ground. Perhaps if you're a little more bendy, a little more agile, not as stiff as I am right now, then maybe you can go a little further down all the way onto the forearm. That's optional, that's not necessary. Open that top arm up again, take your hand up towards the ceiling, stacking the shoulders, spread the fingers nice and wide, and then lean back in. And then allowing that wrist, allowing the elbow to just be soft. Allow the eyes to close again, stay with the breath. Last breath, inhale. As you exhale, placing your left hand onto your right knee, draw yourself up and coming into our first little twist. Taking your right hand out behind you, keeping it quite close to the lower back, so it's not very far away, you're not leaning back. You're using that hand to help you elevate the spine. Inhale. As you exhale, bending into both elbows now, as you just gently look over the left shoulder. If the cervical spine isn't feeling happy and it's a little sensitive today, then just look to the side. You don't necessarily need to take your gaze all the way over the shoulder. Keep the belly soft. It is our yin practice. Try and soften the shoulders. And last breath, inhale as you exhale, dropping your left shoulder towards your left knee and reaching your right arm up and over. Draw the left shoulder forward. Use your hand on your right knee to help you pull that shoulder forward, getting a little deeper into the twist. And then dropping down towards the knee and reaching that right arm up and over. Remembering that every breath, every exhale is going to drop you deeper into the pose. Just letting your left ear drop down to your left shoulder, letting the head feel heavy. Again, just making sure that top wrist is loose. And last 2 breaths, inhale. As you exhale, dropping your right hand onto your left knee, so you've got opposite hands on opposite knees, and roll low down. Just dropping towards the ground, using your hands on your knees for a little bit of stability, a little bit of leverage. And then rolling up to center. Release the hands from where they were. Take a moment up tall. Bring the shoulders up into the ears. Inhale. As you exhale, roll them away, back and down, squeezing those shoulder blades together. Soften the chin into the chest for a moment. Let the head hang heavy. Inhale the head up to center, and we're going to the other side. Taking your left hand out to the side. Inhale the right arm up and over. Just easing your way into this. Remember, even with something that seems as simple as a side bend, one side will feel a little more accessible than the other. Bottom shoulder forward, top shoulder back. Stretch that arm up towards the ceiling for a moment. Spread the fingers nice and wide. And then see if you can arc that arm a little further over. Maybe even coming onto the forearm. That's not for everyone, remember. Look up towards the ceiling. Into the room. Down to the ground. Maybe you can stretch that arm a little further over the head. But once you've gone to the furthest point that you think you can manage, bend the elbow, bend the wrist, or relax the wrist at least, and let those fingers be chilled, but keep stacking shoulders. Keep lifting, opening the chest towards the inside of the room and rotating the ribs towards the ceiling. Inhale and exhale. Dropping that top hand onto the left knee and sliding the left hand around into the low back. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Again, you can just look to the side. You don't need to take the gaze all the way over the shoulder if that is not comfortable. We are here for a little bit. Make sure both of those elbows are bent. Feel your way into it. Even in our yin, even though we're trying to be still in a pose, the point of the stillness is to allow the body to soften itself without you pushing or pulling too much. Just giving it time to feel its way in. And last breath. Chin to chest. Come back to center. Drop right shoulder to right knee. Left arm comes up and over. Ooh, this is my chat side. Oh, and then again, trying to open the chest up a little bit. Use your right hand on your left knee to just twist a little deeper and then drop that right shoulder to the right knee. Let the ear just drop down in towards the shoulder. Relax that top arm, soften it. Keep the bend at the elbow. And last breath. dropping the top hand onto the knee, and then this time drawing the torso back, rounding into the back, getting some traction across the spine. You can kind of hold onto the knees and lean back and get the sensation that you're pulling in opposite directions. And release. Coming back up to center. Release the hands, bring them back to their respective knees. Drop the chin into the chest again. Inhale, exhale, side out. Take another moment. Just be still. And with your next breath, inhale the head back up. And then reach for some blankets or some pillows. A couple of 2 bed pillows will work just as well. I have a very short torso, so the blankets folded up for me in this way will work well. We're coming to a twist. This is a little bit more of a restorative kind of a twist, but you know how I feel about everything. Rest. So we're coming to a lovely twist. You're just stacking your knees. Doesn't matter which side you start on. Stacking your knees, stacking your ankles, and then taking your hands on either side of whatever your props are, and then you're twisting into that. So you really want to try and feel like your entire torso, the front part of your body, is going to fold forward onto your props. So you're really using your hands to twist a little deeper, and then you want your props right up against your hip, right up against your thigh. Inhale as you exhale, folding down over your props. You can, at this point, do anything you like with your legs. You can keep them as they are and keep them stacked, or you can open them up in whatever direction feels good for you. Take a moment to experiment there. I'm just going to add one pillow here, and then turning your face towards the knees. You can make this pile higher or lower as long as you're feeling the benefit of the twist. Take your time to settle in. This is a really lovely gentle twist, not too intense. Allow the eyes to gently close and soften down. Just letting the shoulders drop down towards the ground. Your hands are cactused, your forearms are flat. And just coming back to the breath. Coming back to those long, slow, deep inhales. Try to make the exhales even longer and slower. Just allowing the weight of the body to drop onto the support of the props that you have, the support of the ground. If you're a little chilly, you can always throw a blanket over yourself. And last breath, inhale. Exhale, gently side out. And bring your hands below your shoulders, push yourself up. And then taking your right leg straight over your left, setting up for half spinal twist. If you can't get your left leg, your bottom leg underneath, you can extend that leg, no problem. Either way, what you're doing is you're drawing that top knee, your right knee, close into your chest. Make sure you're sitting up on your sit bones. And then twisting. Bring your right hand behind you. Inhale, left arm up and over the knee. If you can't get your elbow over the knee, hugging the knee into the chest is just as good. And then again, approaching the neck in the same way that we did earlier. Make sure that your right bum, sit bone, hip stays grounded and you're not pulling it away from the floor like I just did. You can look over to the left, or you can take your gaze over your shoulder into the full pose. Take your time to get in, take your time to get out. You can also just soften the chin in towards the chest if looking over the shoulder is too much. And last breath, slide the chin across the chest, come back to center. Counter twist to the other side, take both hands over to the left. Inhale, exhale, just sort of bowing down towards the ground, bending into the elbows. Draw the belly to the spine for a moment. And then release. Taking your bottom leg out if it was in, top leg out. Get back up into those sit bones. Take a very quick little diamond. Very quick, this isn't a long hold diamond. Soles of the feet together. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold forward. Soften the chin to the chest. Resist the urge to push or pull on the hands, or on the feet at least with the hands. Try and keep this as passive as you can. This pose is all about surrender. And last breath, inhaling up, and then you're coming to your twist on the other side. I'm just taking my props to the other side, but you can also just keep your props where they are and just shift your hips from one side to the other. Pull the prop up to your hip, legs stacked however is comfortable for you, hands on either side, lift the chest, open the heart. Oh, even this little moment of the twist here is delicious for your lower back. Inhale, as you exhale, fold it forward. Remember to keep your gaze towards your knees as you settle in. Oh yeah. You can do whatever you like with your legs, remember. You can open, this is a little more, a little deeper into the twist to separate the legs. So if that's where you want to go on the side, sweet. Allow the eyes to close. Perhaps a little sigh. Allowing every single breath to just allow the body to become heavier and heavier. Receiving support at this time. The times we're living in. It's okay to need help. It's okay to receive. If you're used to giving a lot, if you're used to being the one who's strong for everyone, and suddenly you're finding that you're feeling a little insecure, a little vulnerable, a little afraid, a little crazy, whatever the word is, it's okay to receive help. It's okay to receive. Notice what train of thought you've jumped onto. Just stop at the next station, get off, come back to your breath, come back to your body. Come back to this moment now, where all your power is. And last couple of breaths. Inhale. As you exhale, bring the hands below the shoulders. Very, very gently pressing up. Coming to your twist. Your half spinal twist on the other side, taking your left leg over your right. If you need to extend the right leg, no problem. Otherwise, bringing it in, grounding down into that left hip, left hand behind you. Inhale, right arm up. Maybe you're just hugging the knee into the chest. Maybe you're coming all the way into the twist. Taking the gaze wherever is good for the neck. So the twisting is super good for your digestive system, very detoxifying practice. We are in a new moon, so this is a good time to set some intentions. And if that's a little too woo-woo for you, that's totally okay. It's never a bad idea to decide what you want, to set an intention, to just decide this is what I want my life to look like. These are the steps that I need to take to get there. Having a plan. Having a plan starts with having an intention. Inhale, exhale, last breath. Slide the chin across the chest, come back to center. And taking that counter twist to the other side. Both hands over to the right. Inhale, exhale, bowing down. Draw the belly to the spine for just a moment. Make sure those elbows are both bent. Inhale, exhale, and release. Coming back up to center. Take your bottom leg out. Take your top leg out, unless your bottom leg was out already. And we're going to come back to that diamond and hold it a little bit longer. Soles of the feet together. Remember, you can have your legs as far away or as close to your body as is comfortable for you in your hips and your lower back. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold forward. This is one of my favorite poses. And we're in here for 2 minutes now. Remember, you can use whatever props you like inside here. If you're either very close to your feet or you're 1,000 miles away from your feet and you need a little bit of help, you can make a whole mountain of props here. Oh, that's so tasty. I think I'll stay here. If you've had your head turned to one side, inhale, lift it up, and exhale, turn the other way. Maybe you can take one prop away for these last 20 or so seconds. And last breath, inhale. Exhale, super, super gently rolling out. If you've got props, take them away. And very gently, maybe even helping your knees with your hands, flatten the feet down to the ground. And then take the feet a little bit wider, as wide as your mat maybe. Lean back, taking what I call beach pose. Lift the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades together, maybe dropping the head back if that's good in the neck. If it's not good in the neck, just keep your gaze forward. You're right on the sit bones, squeezing the elbows towards each other behind your back as well. Inhale, exhale, and release. Taking a little tabletop, fingers forward or back, doesn't matter. And then just lift the hips. Again, dropping the head back if that's comfy. If it's not comfy, just keep your gaze towards your knees. Keep your tailbone tucked. Lower your bottom down towards your heels, coming straight onto the sacrum. Ah, feels so good. And then releasing your hands, coming down onto the forearms, coming down onto your back. Bring the knees to the chest. Give them some squeeze. Inhale, exhale. Now reaching for your props, we're going to take a nice long hold on this twist. So I'll show you this way so you can see. So you want your blankets or your pillows. Inhale, exhale. So put your blankets or your pillows on your right hand side. Extend your right leg along the floor. It's yin, you can relax that leg. And then as you exhale, drawing your left knee across your body. And now what you want here is to be able to put your knee, yes, on your props. Make sure you scooch that little right shoulder out and then extend the arms out to the side. So this knee is fully supported. You can even reach for your eye bag because your head is, your face is looking up towards the ceiling. And just soften. You can even be a little bit more luxurious like we do in restorative, and even rest your arms on props. Oh yeah. And soften. Give the lips a little lick. So for some of us this is super comfortable, for others not. Maybe you need to put another prop underneath your knee. If your knee finds it tremendously difficult to lower down and you've got a bajillion miles between your knee and the ground, or your knee and your prop, then put another one there. Ooh, that's quite nice, I must say, actually, that little addition for myself. Soften the chin into the chest. Notice what's happening in the extended leg and try to soften. Keep an eye on the time. Keep checking in with that extended leg, the right glute, the right hip. Just making sure that you are not letting unnecessary tension creep in. Noticing the sounds around you. If you can hear some birds, noticing the sounds in the distance. Actively listening for a moment. On your next breath, inhale. As you exhale, beginning to extend your right leg. So keep your props where they are. They're going to be super helpful here. Maybe you can reach your right leg. I may need to shift back a bit so you can see. Maybe you can reach your right foot and you can keep your props exactly where they are. And then you can stay here if this is good. And that left hand you can keep extended out behind you. Make sure you're still scooted onto both of those shoulders are nice and even.
And then if you have got the capacity for this, you're going to reach for the cat's tail. So you're going to take your left leg, bend the knee, and reach around with your left hand and reach for those toes. Oh. If that is not available to you, the work is where the work is. So you just bend that knee and put the foot wherever it will go. See how far you can reach round, and if you can't reach it, that's okay. Just let that, either decide to extend the arm again or keep working your fingers towards that foot. Soften the chin into the chest. If you notice your chin is jutting up towards the ceiling, bring it back in. Soften what you can where you can. Again, if you can't reach this right foot, this is partially why you've got your props here. Again, just let that right arm soften out to the side if you can't reach that foot, or you get tired from holding it. Then just release it down, and we're pretty much out of time for this pose anyway. Inhale, exhale, release your cat's tail, extend your left leg again. Very, very gently begin to bend into that right knee once more, and roll back onto your back. You can use your right knee, your right foot, put your right foot flat on the ground, lift your bum, tuck your tailbone, drop back onto your back, squeeze that left knee, bring the right knee in, knees to chest for a moment, and then we're swapping sides. Extend that left leg. You've got to shift your props here. Take your time. I'm going to keep that pillow, it felt really nice. And then left arm out to the side. You can use it if you want to help draw that knee across. Scooch onto your left shoulder, make sure both shoulders are grounded. Extend the right arm out to the side. Check the time, cool. So it's fine if you feel like you're a little bit on the edge of your hip, but it's important that both shoulders stay as grounded as possible. And then soften that left leg, soften the extended leg, soften that left glute. I very much encourage you to touch your body, love your body, embrace your body as it is. No matter what you think is wrong with it, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Remember, you can always take a prop away if you feel like you can go a little bit further, depending on how much challenge versus rest you're looking for. As you know, my yin classes tend to include a little bit more rest. I think it's necessary in the crazy times we're living in. Check in with that left leg. I can feel how periodically mine tightens up. It's trying to help me. It's what your body does. Your body loves you. Your body is trying to support you the whole time, whether you're conscious of it or not. So what would happen if you decided today that you tried to support your body as much as your body supports you? And what would that look like? What does that look like for nutrition? What does it look like for sleep and rest and joy and fun? Things that make you feel alive. With your next breath, we're heading towards that cat's tail. So extending your left leg. You can rest it on your props, reaching for it if you can reach it. And then reaching around, bending into the right knee. If you can't reach it, just bending it and either resting the arm towards it or keeping it out to the side. And if you can reach it, woo, settling in. Just check the time. You can direct your gaze straight up to the ceiling to make sure that the neck stays safe. Or you can look over your shoulder if it feels good. What would happen if you started thanking your body for housing you rather than complaining about it all the time? Or even if you complain about it a little bit, you don't necessarily complain as much as I have in my life. Last breath. Gently, gently letting go of that cat's tail. Oh. Bending back into your right knee. Rolling back to center, maybe bending your left and lifting yourself up to pop your sacrum back down on the ground. Give the right knee a squeeze, soften the chin to the chest. Include the left knee. Inhale. Exhale. And then taking your props, put your feet down on the ground, taking your props, whatever you've got there. I'm using these same 2 blankets to take my supported bridge. The only thing that is important with your supported bridge is that your entire sacrum is supported. So if you're using a pillow, what's really nice here is a pile of books or a pile of magazines, if you have those on hand. Remember to come to class with everything you think you might need. The lower back is completely supported here, and so for me, I've got a tiny torso, so this helps to come up almost into my thoracic, like in the middle of my body. That's better than it just being not very supported. So try and make sure whatever you've got under there is nice and broad and supportive in terms of what your personal needs are. Take a moment. Supported bridge is one of my absolute favorite poses. It's a go-to if I'm stressed, if I'm angry, if I'm tired, if I've got pain in my lower back or pain in my hips or even pain in my neck or my shoulders. This little baby goes a long, long way. And then you may have intuitively already begun to extend your legs out, giving the psoas a little bit of love. They are saying now that the psoas is the seat of the soul, the muscle of the soul. So again, if that's a little too woo-woo for you, basically what it means is that a lot of our tension, a lot of our stress, a lot of our anxiety is stored inside the psoas. The psoas is this big muscle that connects your torso to your legs, comes around your back and then connects to the inside of your legs. It's a very important muscle, so making sure that it's happy is super helpful for your general well-being. Coming back to that breath, inhale, exhale. Long and slow. I don't like to be in with my legs straight for too long, so just gauge what feels good for you here. When you've had enough there, then bending into the knees, taking another moment just with your knees bent. Feel what happens in the lower back, feel what happens in the hips. And then tucking that tailbone, rolling all the way up. Come all the way up into your proper bridge. Soften the chin into the chest. Making sure your alignment is as good as possible. Slide that prop out. And lowering down. Coming out of bridge is almost more important than going in my opinion. Coming down one vertebra at a time or as slow as you can. Upper back. Middle back. Oh yeah. Lower back. Feel that rebound for a moment. You can drop to constructive rest if that's good for you. Take a breath, and then very, very gently, very cautiously, very slowly, kindly, compassionately, is that a word? With compassion, setting up for your Shavasana. Again, using as many props as you like. Maybe you want to put a pillow or a blanket, rolled up blanket or a rolled up towel or some such thing underneath your knees. Definitely want to reach for a blanket. At the time of recording this YouTube video, it's winter and it's chilly, so definitely a blanket. An eye pillow. If you don't have an eye pillow, just covering your eyes with like an eye band or a hairband at least, or a buff, some such thing. Take a good deep breath in, exhale side out. Coming back to the breath, allowing the weight of the body to just sink into the mat. And as you come into your rest, allowing for yourself an intention to surface. So often we set an intention at the beginning of a class, a yoga class, a sankalpa. But today, my intention was to give you a break. And then as you settle into your Shavasana, this is the time of a surfacing. We've kind of excavated with our asana. So allowing with this new moon a new intention to surface in you. Remembering that your sankalpa in yogic terms is stated in a present tense, positive statement. I have a loving relationship with my body. I move easily with the flow of life. I move confidently with transition. Notice as you are allowing this sankalpa and this intention to surface, if there is any tension in your body, and then soften. Let the sankalpa surface, let the body rest. And today I'm going to leave you here in Shavasana. So you can stay here in this restful place for as long as you like. There is no rush. Thank you for joining me today, and we'll see you next time on the mat. Take some more time to revel in your intention, to enjoy the good plans that the universe has for you. The universe, God, love, compassion, the higher power, whatever the language is, has plans to prosper you, not to harm you. As you rest here in Shavasana for as long as you like, allow yourself to explore and experience the love of the divine and the intention of the divine to support you through the crazy times we're living in. Rest.